Yo, what's happening, Cucumber Squad? Now, today I have got a very, very, very interesting, very fun, very enlightening video for you today. I've decided that due to my fashion prowess, the fact that I dress so amazingly with cheap golf shirts and cheap t-shirts and golf caps, I've decided that I can possibly have an objective view on fashion. I think I'm knowledgeable enough to know and understand what pieces are really, really like hard hitters that you can pick this out of a lineup and say, wow, this really is an incredible piece of fashion. And what better event to talk about the greatest fashion worn by the greatest people than the beautiful $30,000 a seat, $250,000 a table Met Gala. Right, so what I've done is I've decided today to pick out 6 incredible pieces at the Met Gala worn by the most incredible people. And I thought, let's break it down. Let's talk about the fashion. Let's talk about the meaning. Let's talk about the message behind the fashion. So 6 pieces. I'm going to be breaking it down from my favorite to my least favorite, but take in mind, have spare thought for the fact that all 6 of these pieces are in fact my favorite. So we are going to go from my worst to my favorite, but all being within the category of my favorite. Let's begin. Okay, so item number 1, worn by nobody else but the most fabulous Little Nas X. So this particular piece looks like he took it straight out of C-3PO's wardrobe. I'm not opposed to it. I think it's quite cool. I think it's shiny. You know what I mean? I think it's got gold in it. It's got the collars. It's got all of that. Absolutely problem. I only have really one issue with this particular thing. Is where's the baby bump, Naz? Did you manage to just squish the baby bump into the recesses? Does it have enough space for you to put the baby bump in the recesses? Or have you already given delivery to the baby? And if you've recently given delivery to the baby, should you really be at the Met Gala? I'm not entirely sure. Either way, I am going to score this particular outfit purely for the bravery, the absolute bravery of wearing something like this and it being maybe a little too hot to handle the entire night. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10, right? It can get hot if you decide to hump Satan, right? Which I know is a favorite pastime of his. But at this event, I'm sure he'll keep it classy. All right. So 5 out of 10 for this particular one. Fantastic. Let's move into my absolute next favorite piece. So my next favorite piece, and we're not even going to be able to talk too long on this piece because this is worn by none other than Kim Kardashian, who has decided to take the whole mask mandate to a complete different level, right? Wearing a full black suit of sorts, looking like Dark Wing or Dark Knight or whichever character that is in Warzone that is fully laced up. At least it's not leather though. But for this particular piece, right, the fact that you cannot see Kim Kardashian at all, I am going to give this a 10 out of 10. Okay, on to my third piece for the evening. Right, we are going to take a look at this particular number over here, worn by none other than the famous footballer. Her name just escapes me. I just do not know what her name is. Is this women's football? Because I'm sorry, I don't know who her name. I know that she had her big sort of rise to fame came politically, essentially, but not many people watch women's football, unfortunately, and not that there's anything wrong with women's football, but it's just it doesn't have the viewership that men's football have. So I'm just not going to be able to. It escapes me, and I don't even have my phone to research it. I don't know who you are. I just know that you were at the White House whinging about something. Okay, anyway, let's just move on to the attire. We're talking about fashion over here. So her suit, particularly with that open collar top, absolutely love it. Fantastic, awesome. I think she could probably replace all of the models at Victoria's Secret. Personally, I think she's got a good look for that. And the fact that she's got an "In Gay We Trust" clutch. Now that's creative. Now that's different. It used to be "In God We Trust." You see what she did there? Do you see that's clever? That's clever. I see how you're dribbling around with the English language. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Anyway, very, very cool flipping it up like that. Anyway, let's just judge the number. The number I am going to give this, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. A 5 out of 10 is cool. It actually looks pretty cool. Anyway, on to my next piece. Right, on to my fourth. And now we are getting hot. We are getting into my absolute favorites. These last 3 numbers are the epitome of fashion. They are the creme de la creme of fashion, of the fashion world, worn by the creme de la creme of people. This particular number, which looks like a bib or a one of those stray jackets, but without the sleeve. Anyway, whatever. It's super, super cool. But on the front, we've got beautifully embroidered in red, "Peg the Patriarchy." What a message. Now, who is this person? Cara Delevingne. With a short cursory search on Cara Delevingne, someone who is worth a whopping $28 million. And you know that Google searches are not always reliable. They're often worth way more than what Google says they are. A whopping $28 million. All achieved in a tyrannical patriarchy. All achieved in a system that has done nothing but weigh Cara Delevingne down. That she could only afford a 30,000 Rand seat at a 250,000 Rand table at the Met Gala. Peg the patriarchy indeed, Karen. Peg the patriarchy indeed. When you say peg, do you say peg washing line peg? Or is that some sort of sexual thing that's above my pay grade? I'm not sure. You will let me know. Anyway, on to my next most favorite piece. Things are heating up in here. We are now getting closer and closer to the greatest fashion pieces that has ever existed in history. This particular piece, worn by this particular actress, of which I do not know the name. Unfortunately, I do not follow Hollywood so wholeheartedly. But these drapes falling from her shoulders down onto the floor, saying equal rights for women. All while not wearing a mask indoors. While the help behind her and on the sides of her all shall wear masks, of which most are women. Have the rules changed? What do you say, Dr. Fauci?
But as a country, the CDC at this point has not changed the recommendation that if you are vaccinated, you do not need to wear a mask. Has not changed. Has not changed. Has not changed. They are following the dynamics of this outbreak literally on a daily basis. And if the data change to indicate there should be a change in a guideline, that change would be made. But right now, things will stay the same vis-a-vis the original guidelines from the CDC.
So the rules remain exactly the same. the vaccinated and the unvaccinated shall wear masks indoor. Yet, the help, all fully masked, as I'm sure, all fully vaccinated or all fully tested, before this event even started. But this lady over here with the equal rights for women drapes is beyond that. She is not able to get the virus. She is not able to pass on the virus. How dare we mask up the lady who says equal rights for women while standing in front of a multitude of women who are fully masked. 10 out of 10. And now we have arrived to the hottest fashion piece of material ever put together by a seamstress. None other, worn by Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. This beautiful piece, absolute beautiful piece, with a beautiful statement, such like tax the rich, all while going to one of the wealthiest events that you can go to in America. She did state that she was knocking down the doors of the rich. Not to take them down though, to have cocktails and dine with them. But let's get into the tax the rich. This really has a really powerful message. Taxing the rich. Let's raise the taxes on the rich as if the rich do not pay taxes at all. The rich, as far as I know, do pay taxes. They probably pay the most taxes. But the tax the rich to guard the poor, that whole political statement is none other than just garbage. Because when you tax the rich more, the rich literally just put their liquid capital into assets, which are tax deductible. It does nothing to the rich. All of this is political posturing. And people will sit there and say, people like Jeff Bezos, who file zero profits on their tax returns, they pay their employees terribly, and then they have a space program. They have a space program because of these kind of laws of let's tax the rich. Because when you're trying to tax them more, they're not going to leave money lying around for you to tax it. This doesn't help. This doesn't help. And a lot of people are going to attack me and say, oh, you're pro-Trump, you're pro-this. I've never been pro-Trump. I've said it many times that I've never liked Trump. I don't think he ever should have been president. I've been attacked for saying that. I've agreed with some of his policies, but I've never liked Trump's character. But this right over here, if you do not see the signaling in this, let me give you an example, because this, we're getting serious now. This is no longer about the fashion. Let me tell you what this is. Tax the rich, all while standing firm on lockdowns that have destroyed small businesses, absolutely decimated small businesses, flip-flopping on the regulations and the mandates for COVID while decimating small businesses and propping up the businesses and the people you despise, like Amazon. But wait, that is not all. While you've destroyed small businesses that people could have gone and purchased products and services from during the pandemic, locked down in their homes, they had to shut down, gone, they don't even exist anymore. While these consumers, the consumers did not disappear, while these consumers sit at home, not being able to go out and purchase from small businesses to keep alive because those were not essential businesses, you went then and put stimulus checks, very much pushed by this lady over here, in the hands of people, of consumers, who then went and the only people they could put that money or purchase things from were the corporate elites. You single-handedly propped up the biggest corporations in America and shut down and destroyed the smallest. tax the rich. You despise the rich, right? But for 2 years, you've made them nothing but richer. Nothing but richer. And made the smaller businesses poorer, decimated, and disappear. But tax the rich. We all have an issue with Jeff Bezos because he has a space program. Let's tax him more. You know what's going to happen next? Jeff Bezos is going to buy an island to launch his space program from, because it's tax deductible. If you really want to do real laws, AOC, how about real labor laws that do protect the workforce? How about stopping corruption loopholes that allow American corporations, American CEOs to extract money from America and put it in the Cayman Islands like Enron did? This goes back God knows how long. This is almost a culture in corporate America. You say nothing about that, right? Because you and your political cronies all use those loopholes. And I'm talking about Republican and I'm talking about Democrat alike. All use those loopholes. So what they do is they ignore that and then they put the wonder statement on the dress. Tax the rich. The wonder statement that everybody is going to attach to. Yay! AOC! Tax the rich. The rich do more for your country than the poor do. Unfortunately, that is a horrible statement to say, but they offer more to your country. They run your economy. They provide thousands and thousands of jobs. They purchase massive amounts of services and products on a daily basis, of which they pay tax for. If they are filing zero profit or are filing losses at the end of their tax year, it's not because the IRS is giving them some sort of break. It's because they've done everything above board in accordance with your policies. Tax the rich. At a gala, wining and dining with the rich. A real Robin Hood here, but the antics of tax the rich on a white dress. Maybe there's a reason it's all written in blood.